But I think you nailed it. It's still pretty good.
Alrighty, so let's get a little clean chart going on here. Let's open up the 30 minute. Let's clear it all out. And let's draw out what we're looking for. So starting on the higher time frame actually, we're just gonna go in and mark up our most recent support and resistance levels. This is what I see currently. So I'm basing myself off of the May 10th highs and May 10th lows right now. Seems like we're breaking up to the upside, almost reaching this resistance area, sort of reaching this resistance on the 1 hour. We have some minor resistance there, something right over here, right? Just something to be careful of. Kind of broke out of this structure right here, and we had another level right here. More or less, this is your no trade. This is your no trade zone. This is your good range. Beyond that, there's nothing much looking at here. It seems like we're sort of already pushed up. If we were looking out for a buy, the buy would have been at 6 o'clock. Once we broke this structure to the upside, you'd have had this retest onto the structure, and you would have looked for buys to continue, stop loss below 30-minute current, or you can go as it starts to dip down, you could have had your stop loss below the previous 30-minute. This tells me that we're hitting resistance already, so there's no trade right now. Starting to close a little bearish, and then bullish, slightly weaker. We have some support over here, micro support, and we have some, micro resistance, and we have some micro support over here. So now on a lower time frame, like 15 minute, 5 minute, we're looking at a consolidation, and we're looking to break out of this area. Other than that, looks to be all right. We'll keep that in mind, and we'll move on to we're gonna move on to GU over here on this side. Right now, we know that GU just recently pushed up May 10th, London session, and then current London session tried pushing prices back up, created minor support, something right over there. We also have minor resistance, just breaking right now. Currently on the 1 hour, looks like we're taking a step above resistance. Currently just broke this area. Looking for some sort of push on the 30-minute, closed bullish. Very nice candle, no wick to the upside, not a lot of potential to continue up just yet. We want to see a clear confirmation. Remember, it still broke above, but it can easily come back down because it didn't break above this high right here. We're still in the range of the 4 hour. So currently we have another hour to go. Let's check the 5 minute. All right, so let's mark it up. We know that we had a resistance over here. We also had a resistance over here. To be fair, looking on the 4 hour, most recent area, yeah, we're looking at areas over here. We have a huge wick to fill, right? We have a very big wick to fill over here. And then over here, this is currently where we're at. On the daily, it looks like we're creating like a rally-based rally sort of continuation pattern. On the daily, if we look to break this high, we could be seeing some potential to come ride it up a little bit higher to 1.41. 4 hour looks pretty good. We already had our dip down, rejected, continued up. 2 hour looking like a rally-based rally break of structure on this level. This is the level that we were trading within. This is your consolidation. We just broke out of it, looking to continue up. I'd say your trade range would be over here. If not, if it starts to reject, we can look for sells continuing down over here. But again, this is only 16 pips, 23 pips, not much. I would look for something over here if anything, but it's not looking too good, so we're just going to play that one out. Same thing on GJ. GJ doesn't look too good over here. Nothing's really happening. Sort of same thing as GU, but yeah, not too interested in GJ lately. I've been watching GU more. But let's take a look at the Dow. So on the 4 hour, the Dow just recently dropped down since yesterday. We had London session peeking in, dipping a little bit lower to this rally-based rally. We know that this is our support level that we're looking at, and our most recent resistance is somewhere around there. On the 1 hour, simplify it a little bit more. We just had a drop-based drop. This would be our resistance area right now. We'd have another resistance right here, another one right here. Don't get me wrong, these would be great. This would be a good area to look for a buy, but your main area I would want to look for a buy is right around here. Also, we don't have the momentum with us because it's not New York session, so we want to take it a little bit slower. But we see gold starting to make a little move up. Came down for that retest. I think this is probably going to come down a little bit more. We still have this nice demand area sitting right here. Seems like the monthly is sort of coming to a retest over here. We recovered the gains that we need, the losses that we took 2 months ago. Fully recovered it. If we're looking to tap into the highs of it, we got another 30 pip, I mean $30 or so, 300 pips. But from what it looks like, gold looks like it was driving up for a while and then now it started to take a toll down. We could be testing this area, looking to continue back down. If it starts to fail, anywhere from here to here is sort of like a danger zone we're sitting in. On the weekly, looks like this was your consolidation area. So to make it a little bit more easier, this is sort of like what we were looking at. We already cleared out most of this area, the clean traffic. Now we're coming into this confined area of consolidation, somewhere around here, right? This is where a large chunk of orders are sitting, looking to debate whether they want to continue going up or start reversing. That all depends, but I think we have a good chance of still continuing up before we look for a reversal. Maybe not today, but who knows? We have to let momentum come in. We got 15 minutes before we see the New York Open. Honestly looking for a buy because the 15 minute just closed. We started to retrace back up, but I want it to come down a little bit more before I look for that buy because I want to get a better entry. I initially would like to get the buy as it comes down back over here. If it does, making it the retest of this level before continuing back up. But maybe with momentum, the prices will start to drive as New York session opens. Will start to drive down for better opportunities for the people looking to start their day. Because we know that in the London session, we started consolidating most of it. Then around near the end of London, or the end of the high volume in London, it started to close out a little bit higher. So I just want to take that into account, that this area is something to look forward to. Right now, we're still seeing bearish candles, still inside this 5-minute range, or also inside of this 30-minute range, 4-hour range, whatever you want to call it. This range is pretty big though, it's a 40 pip range, so it's not bad. If this starts to fail, we also have a very big area to cover after this. So over here, this is a no trade zone too. But over here, I would consider this some good range to fill. And if we look on the hourly, we can see that, we have clean traffic all the way down till 1820, which is really good. That's what I'd like to see. But then we come to this area of no trading opportunity. This is the area that we don't want to be in. Actually, for good range, we'll just leave it. So that's our possible outlook to the downside. We have these two areas to look to contest. In terms of how the 30-minute is moving, we're looking really bearish right now. So 15-minute starting to push down a little bit heavier. I would like to even say if we're looking for a lower time frame trade, something below here wouldn't be too bad either if we're looking to continue it down to this level. But then again, we're at we're in a bullish scenario right now, so I'm not looking to take these sells. These are more riskier because this is going to be a retest of the bullish scenario to continue bullish, right? If the daily is telling us we have 4 or 5 strong candle days in a row, what makes us think that it's just going to reverse instantly? We're going to have to see some sort of halt, which we have. We've seen a halt right here and today, but will that be enough? That is the question. If we start to break the low of the previous day, which we tried to currently, on the 4 hour we tried to. This was the test of the other day. This is the low. 1830, 1830, roughly around here. It's a little too distracting. Yeah, now it's just a waiting game at this point. Don't really see much happening here. If we look at GU, we have the push up didn't seem like it was going to continue. Started to reject, right? 15-minute created a bearish candle, forming resistance on a lower time frame. Higher time frame, will it continue or will it just bounce back up and fly? Then we have this range up here. So keep an eye out on that. US 30. US 30 looks like it's just sitting within this zone right now. I'm just going to focus on gold today. I think that's all I want to trade, so that's all I've been trading, so let's keep it at that. So we got roughly, let's say, 7 more minutes on this 30-minute candle before we start seeing what happens truly. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes before this candle closes. Beautiful.
Button for the stream. Yes, hit the like button on the stream because when you hit the like button, a lot of people who
Oh,
don't know how to
actually,
trade,
1 more minute. Sorry,
they learn to know about the streams and
candle
essentially
already
get better at that.
closed.
All right, looks like my run is going to get stopped out on gold. GU is still struggling here. Pound yen is still struggling. This is the NY open candle at this point, and yeah, things just don't look too good at this point. Do you think smoking meth with coffee helps with scalping? Well, Sandra Hayward, I wouldn't recommend to do that, but I mean, if it does work, then perfect. What can I say? It helped the fighter pilots in World War II, so it can probably help you in scalping. Right, gold 1 hour chart. 1 hour close bearish, enter on the break of the low. Oh, you're entering for sells on gold. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour still open. 1 hour candle closed. A weak bearish candle. We got a resistance right here. Yeah, we're just ranging at this point. So we'll have to wait and see. Does
Still
Bailey
just
affect
ranging
GJ
at this point.
significantly? It would, but I'm not going to be focusing on that because that's going to be outside of my trading time. So we'll have to see how much is that going to affect pound yen. All right. I'm going to look for sells below 153,500 at this point. 153,500. Let's take a look at this chart. This is GA 30-minute. Potential buys above this point. No trade over here. I think you could also look for potential buys if we break above the high at this point right here. If this is enough range for price to move from here to the top resistance. Could look good. Oh, we have a couple of people here from a particular signal room here today. Nice, nice. Welcome, welcome. This is way better than paying $150 a month, trust me. It's free, you can't beat free. Um, okay, EJ nudging down. Let's take a look over here. Your JPY. Oh, yeah, it is actually nudging down over here to this support at this point. Looks like we're back in profits on gold here. 14 pips up, 13 pips up. I'm going to see if we break above 1842 to continue bullish to 1844. I think that's going to be the move today for gold. Gonna keep an eye on this. Or if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. So we'll see if we can add a position. I was. Uh, People need to realize they can't get rich off of signals. That's true. Where can I send my analysis? You can send in the chart. Where do you get the pip counter and MT5? You can basically Google that right here. Google MT5 pip counter, and you literally get the first link right here. The first link with 5-star. Oh, 23 reviews. Look at this overview here too. Get the pip counter at the bottom. Hey sir, I wonder if you always let your runner get stopped out or will you close it when you get to specific price level? I'm actually gonna I'm 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 hoping for price to break above 1842, for price to continue on towards 1844. That's what I'm hoping. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But if you continue on till 1844, 1845, I think that's going to be a pretty good run. Let's take a look at this chart here. Leroy, looking for a break of the high over here. Perfect, looks good. Hope it, hope it, hope it really works at that point. Gold 5-minute chart. Break below the low for price to continue down. I think you may want to take this area into account as well as price comes down to the support at 1838. That's also something very important area right there, Casper. So may want to take that into account as well.
Something we're looking at here on on
Did you
gold,
watch the
sorry,
video on Pressa? I
is
don't know
I'm
who Pressa
looking
is.
for this continuation to continue up to 1844, 1845. Looking to break this structure on the higher time frame. Seems like it possibly can, but we need to let prices do its thing. I was thinking about putting an early position in and doing 1%, and then my other 1% will be once it starts to break the high, just so I have a safer position to play off of. But then again, this is also a riskier area because it could just easily break through and crack me. So, but it does look pretty decent on the 5 minute, like it's going to continue. So we're just gonna have to let that play out and see how it reacts to this resistance right over here. I think I will take a buy, like a small position, as it starts to come back down to this level right here. If it starts to come back down to this level. Because then I got like a 10, 11 pip stop loss. This looks like it's probably going to continue up until 1840, 1841 roughly.
Could you play Codeine Crazy by Future for our TP? I can't. Tell me, hey, you can.
Yeah, prices are pushing up crazy. Yeah. So it would have been nice to take that entry. So I would have been up a little bit, 10 pips up, but it's okay.
Yes, sir. Oh my bad. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good, good.
Feeling like $1 million.
$1 million. That's good. That's good. Um, no hands. You know why? Because I'll make it row. Where would your stop loss be? I don't know. We'll see which candle breaks above 1842. We'll see. We've still got 6 minutes left for the candle to close over here. So we're gonna see. Are you wait for the candle to close? Yes, I'm gonna wait for the candle to close. What's the relationship between you and
Wow,
Ilhan Omer?
would have been
I
a
don't know
beautiful
that person.
entry
There's no
if I just
relationship
took it.
between me and some other guy. Does price have to break? Oh wow, look at this. We're breaking above now. 1842. We're trying to break above. Do I want to add an entry at 1842
So if I'm not entering
and
here,
have the stop within this range? Would that make sense? Kervin, what do you think if we cross
looking
1842?
to take a
It
position.
makes sense. Just wait for this, at least this 5 minute candle to close above the 1842.
I don't want
Hmm.
this
The
5
body of
minute
the
to
candle
close above
closing is gonna be key.
1842. If it closes
Yes,
above
sir.
1842,
I got entries from 1836, so
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Good. There's 1 minute. Wait 1 minute more. Then, if this candle close like that, then you're expecting that gold's not gonna reverse all the way down to 1840s. So that's basically key on this current price on 5 minute.
I love you too.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Scorpion.
So if there's no
I'm just
closure
hilarious.
above this 1842 level,
No,
then
like I like it.
we're not
He's
looking for the
honest.
buy just yet.
I love honesty. Honesty overall.
Yeah. Oh wow, rejection.
Because this could easily come back down.
Rejection.
It's really important, man.
It's a nice rejection.
It's a waiting game.
Oh wow, UCGPY is really moving here for a change. How hard is it to make 1 million in Forex? It's pretty hard. First you gotta crack 10,000, then you gotta crack 50,000, and then you gotta crack 100,000. Cracking 10,000 is the hardest. You know, once you crack 10,000, 20,000 is easy, 30,000 easy, 50,000 is a hard one. You know, it's a mental barrier over there, cracking 50,000. And then 100,000, cracking 100,000 is really, really, really hard. It's a huge mental barrier at 100,000. But when you can do it once on 100,000, then it starts to get pretty easy. And then a million is long way, man. It's a long, long way.
Raja, after this rejection to that resistance on gold, if price comes back to that level, man, it's gonna fly. It's gonna give you a nice move to 1845.
Oh,
So
nice.
be aware of that. After this rejection, next
Yeah,
time price come back to that level is gonna be really nice.
been waiting. Been in this trade since 6 a.m.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. I closed partials 3 times, and now I just have like a 1.6 lot running at this point. What's your next position on gold if it breaks above 1842? It's going to be till 1844, 1845 if you break above 1842. Do you not take the COMEX open at 8:30? No idea what that is. Why am I why am I looking by on GJ? Well, I have no idea. Probably your name is Savage. Maybe that's why. Um, yeah, his name
Check
is
my
Savage.
when you
Savage.
get a chance. When you get a chance, check my stories on Instagram later. It doesn't have to be right now.
Hey, if I did market fluidity, I'm able to join Zoom and Discord. Well, if you can find it, then you can find it. If you can't, then it's not available. Um, all right, let's see here. Views on GU. Views on GU. I think GU is trying to push bullish. Oh yeah, look at that. We are trying to move bullish over here. Just need a close above this level. Oh, uh-oh. Biden is saying gold will range for a little bit. Oh, just got a message here. We'll see. Hey, what do you have to say about Uncle Ted making 1 million in Forex in 1 month? I don't know, man. People make millions in less than 1 month. You know, it's funny because when you see athletes or superstars, they make multi-millions in 1 month, you know, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's fine. But when you know somebody that does that within a month, you start to question things. I just never understood that part. Can't you see someone progress and grow, beyond what you thought was possible? I mean, you have Floyd Mayweather making 100 million in one fight. That's a lot of money. So when you have someone making 100,000 within a month and someone personally, then there's a problem. There's like, oh no, I don't think that's real. I don't think that's possible. Of course it is. When you have someone who can make 100 million in one fight, or you can, like, I mean, look at all our soccer stars in the English Premier League. Man, they make 6 figures per week. Can you imagine someone making 250,000 every week by just playing one game a week, 1 or 2 games a week? Crazy. It's crazy amount of money. And they're all young, 23-year-old, 22-year-olds, 24 years old. That's a lot of money. So if you're making, let's say, 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month, you deserve it. It's possible. You absolutely deserve that. Ronaldo makes that from IG alone. Yeah, exactly. See, IG. So, like, I mean, everything's possible. 700,000 a week. Yeah, man. I mean, crazy. People are making crazy amount of money. What we do here, man, this is just baby money. Trust me. When you know someone who's trading, profits are like, like 10,000 a month for them, that's a lot. But when you look at it from a global perspective, that's still a very nominal amount. Savage makes 200,000 per month on his signals. Yes, no trading, just signals. It is what it is. But slowly people are getting to know that. So I mean, as long as everyone gets aware. Yeah, so I think my run is going to get stopped out on gold. GU is also getting rejected from this point. Pound yen, really waiting to see how it comes down to this point. You said that about your runner way too many times. Yes. Because in the gulag, people keep asking, hey man, your runner? And I keep answering the same questions. Yeah, it's probably going to get stopped out.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Monder.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Just a quick question. Isn't the US dollar and the Japanese yen both safe havens?
No, Japanese yen and gold are safe havens for the US dollar.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. So basically, when you trade the UJ, the dollar is the risky pair and the pound is the safe pair, safe haven, right?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Yes, sir. All right, we're coming down here. Candle's about to close in about 12 minutes on pound yen. Let's see what GA is doing. Ooh, GA is doing exactly what it should be doing. Broke above the high and possibly continuing up towards, 1.80500.
Ooh, GJ's crashing.
Hey, bro, do you feel the situation you stuck in trading anytime? I used to feel that way, and I think the reason why was because I was always trying to fight the range. Right now gold is in a range. There's no confirmation if it's gonna move bullish or bearish. There's no confirmation, so you gotta wait. You gotta wait for price to break above 1842 for price to continue up. What's a really good fundamental forex channel I can look into? There's this one channel right here. It's a really good. I mean, this guy is actually really. I mean, one of the smartest guy I know. Kevril Hungry here. He has some controversial videos, but we're gonna try to look past those. So you go over here, you go to videos, and I mean, all these videos right here, these are really good videos. He does live streams every Tuesday and Thursday for London session, and they're really crazy. So I'm going to paste the link right here in the Gulag. You can go and subscribe to this channel. And every Tuesday and Thursday, look at this. This was a live stream here from this morning. Streamed 6 hours ago. He has the news feed running at the same time. Really, man, this guy is really intelligent. Really smart person.
Jeez, look at gold popping.
And
Pop
that's the
in.
only channel that I know, Raja, to be honest.
Yeah.
Of fundamentals.
All fundamentals. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, yes. Come on, man. Price action, we're the kings.
Yeah, I think we're gonna break that high. If we go past 141, 775, we are
Yeah,
off.
Yeah, I'm ready.
yeah,
Ready?
Ready to buy above 1842.
yeah. Looks good.
Yeah.
You taking a second entry there?
Yeah, I'm going to add a position at 1842. If we break above 1842, my stop is going to be around, I'd say like 1840, 20, 1840, 30. Oh, wow. Oh, what's this? I received my first ever withdrawal. It was from crypto, but used the same technical knowledge as Forex. But oh man, it feels good. Oh, nice. I have YouTube Premium, so I can listen to you if I'm not watching the video. Oh, nice. It's like a podcast then. Yeah, it's like a podcast. Oh. Hey Raj, I was looking for a place to where to keep my chart journal where I can take screen shoot before and after in order to go through them. I think a really good place is Trixie.trade. I don't own this. Some people think I own this because of Magic Keys. I don't. This is an independently run platform. So this is where you can store your charts, add your charts. It's actually pretty neat. Trixie.trade. Let me show you an example right here. Yeah, see? So this is an example right here. So you can post your charts. You can open, so let's say we open it, right? And you can toggle between time frames too. Let's say you had a winning trade here, a sell idea. So this is a 15-minute. From here, you can go to 30-minute, and it's going to show you the same exact thing here in the 30-minute, right? And if you want to know why someone entered on the 5-minute, you can go to time frame, 5 minutes, the same thing here. So you don't need to take different screenshots of different time frames. It's a direct feed from TradingView. Really cool. You can add notes here and everything, like annotations. So if you go to the 1 hour, the same thing right here. It's pretty neat. All right, looks like my runner's gonna get stopped out right here. You can see we're at 4 pips right now. 23.36 lots open out of 25. So I'm gonna close this right here. Closed. So you see how? So this is where I took the entry right here. I closed half right here, closed another half right here, closed another half right here, and then I closed full position right here.
Ooh.
And now we can see it closed the entire 25. Oh, it hasn't loaded yet.
This actually wouldn't be
It
too
should
bad
load
of a
over here.
range
Kind of laggy.
to look for sells, but it's a little late. Plus your stop loss is massive. No point looking for sells here.
All right, let's take a look at GU.
I initially
GJ.
would like to
G
take
is set at
the
this
buy
support.
back up if it starts to continue with some more momentum.
Was a risky trade, so entered with a lower risk. Let's take a look over here. Stop loss was above 15-minute. Waited for
But I'm
price
just not a
to
fan
wick
of this
below.
setup right now.
Secured 90%. Oh, nice. Very nice.
GU on the other hand looks
Wow,
pretty
gold
good.
is it's really hurting people right now.
Yeah, up, down, up, down. Crazy. The only thing that moved was GA. We broke above this high and just perfect opportunity to move up on GA.
GU looks like it has potential to break above
All
here.
right,
If
let's
it
see
breaks above
here.
here, we have a
What's
good
your
range
trading
of
setup like?
19
Do you have
pips
multiple
roughly.
monitors? Yes, I have two 32-inch 4K monitors.
So you know what? We're gonna set an alert.
Let's take a look at this chart over here. Price currently at a minor support, so small range, waiting for sells, 153, 500. Bias is more towards buys.
5
Took
minutes
impulse
closing
entries right here. Okay.
right now.
Expecting in my volume. Closed my first position
It's a good
to
bearish
make back my
candle.
loss. Was risking 75. Took a
Could start to see
$25
it
loss.
come
Oh,
down a
nice.
little bit more for the 15
So
minute
good. You managed risk
closure.
at this point.
At the 30-minute closure.
Pretty good. We're just waiting to see if we're going to break below this area here or not.
We also can come back up here for another 10 pips.
Would you make a video, a day in the life of Raja? A day in the life is pretty boring here for me. I mean, yeah, it's not that very exciting. Like yesterday, I mowed the lawn. You know, took about an hour. I mowed the lawn. It was pretty fun. Drove my car out here and there yesterday. Selling the car today. A guy's coming to pick it up. You know, it's going to be pretty exciting. Saying goodbye to the car. I think I might do a vlog of actually moving from Canada to Pakistan. Yeah. How many wives do you have? In Canada, one, but when I move back, I can have 4. So.
Holy!
We'll see.
Sheesh.
Yeah, my man.
We got to keep it on a down low.
That's a delicate situation, Roger.
Yeah.
Over risking.
Yeah, it's over leveraging yourself. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose the hair I had on too.
Exactly.
Do you close half of your position when it goes into 7 to 8 pip profits and comes back to entry? Yes. Yeah. So if I'm in trade and trade goes into 8 pip profits, 7 pip profits, and if it comes back to my entry point, I close 50% at that point. Will you still stream when you go back? Yes. The stream is still going to be on. The stream is going to stop for about a month. I think we're going to stop streaming from the 14th June. Yeah, from the 14th June till 14th July, we're going to stop streaming. So this is going to be a 1-month break. Did you pay the car in full? If not, aren't you losing money when you sell it to someone? How does that work? Would it need to be better to sell it back to the dealer? Yes. So we paid the car in full. If I sell it back to the dealer was taking the car back for 68,000. You know, and yeah, I was like, what? so I think I'm losing around like 5,000 on the car. Got it for like 81. Selling it for 75.50. So getting a pretty good deal. Will you be? Would GU be a buy on the 30-minute above resistance? Oh wow, GA did reach this resistance over here. Let's take a look at GU. Above this area, yes, I do think so. Above this area, if you get a close above this area, it can continue moving bullish. Take a selfie or a family pic with your car. It'll be great memory photo. No, I don't know. I mean, it's a material object, and I try not to attach myself to material objects. I mean, you know, it's just a car. It loses money every day, man. Cars lose money every single day. The depreciation, insurance, gas, crazy. One thing about Pakistan is that cars appreciate in value over there. So it's an investment. Wow, man, this day has been a pretty garbage day over here. Nothing. Had a small move on gold, and that's about it. But we know when the volume is going to come in now. NYSE open.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as 9:30 is going to hit, the floodgates are going to open. Will you have other traders do the streams while you're off for the month? I don't know. If someone wants to do those, then they can probably, you know, take the initiative. Is it possible to look for sells on gold? It's kind of breaking the previous candle low. I don't know. I mean, looking for sells on gold as it's breaking the 1 hour low at this point. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't looking for sells. I was looking for buys. So, I think it's already done. I think someone sent a chart
So I was very
of
close
1
to
hour
taking
breaking
this
the low
sell.
over here for
I
price
had
to
my
go down on
position
gold.
set up
I saw
like
this chart
this,
earlier on.
and I was
Yeah,
looking
someone
5
sent that
minute.
chart. So I think that did work over there.
I think my entry was looking at 1830. 38. Yeah, somewhere around here. I was looking for the break of
Oh,
that.
wow. It
And I
dropped
was
heavy
looking for
from
the
there.
stop there.
30,
And then I was
oof,
looking
36
for
pip drop.
take profit to be, where was it?
Straight rejection from 1841.
1836.
Yeah. Supporting that
Yeah, I was looking for somewhere
1845.
here.
So
But
watch
it did
out for
take it.
rejection
I just
from
don't know why.
1835. The current 4-hour candle
This thing is really
basically
dropping.
can easily grab liquidity from there, and then the last 30 minutes of this hourly candle is gonna try to break up. So be aware that the 1835 can be as a rejection point.
This can also serve as a rejection area because we have a lot of rejection in this area, pushing prices up. This could be sort of like you're coming down and retesting, right? If we look under the 30-minute,
Okay.
This
we see that we
the
have
1835
good
area
area
is
of
basically
demand
the
that pushed prices
support.
up.
I would say that when the daily is gonna decide either way to become a
Daily
bearish
doesn't know
candle
what it's
or
doing
a
right
bullish
now.
candle. So it's really tricky trying to take any sells on gold today. These
Taking sells would be a
1835
little
can
bit
easily
risky,
react as a rejection
just
point,
because we
and
have
then
no idea of whether it's
the
going to
daily
flip
4 hours
bearish
old,
or
the
go bullish.
lower
Right now we're
time frame
still in bullish
structure,
bias, so
it's
we
gonna
want to stick
start
with that
giving
for
you
now.
the information that you need that the gold can easily continue to the
The real
1845s,
information we need for gold
1850s.
to really tell us that it's in a downtrend is when we start
Watch
to
out.
break this level and
I
this
don't
whole
trust
general area
sells on gold yet.
dropping down to 1830 to 1820. That would be the move. But other than that, this could just easily be another retracement back down just to continue back up, right? We do have some, if people trade like this, we have a head and shoulder pattern being formed, right? We have your left shoulder, you have your head, you have your right shoulder coming down. Most likely it could come back down over in the next couple days, but also I don't trade patterns like that, so I don't really believe that once you see a pattern, it's always going to play out the same way. I believe strictly that when prices tell you something, you just need to pay attention to what it's telling you. So that's what I'm doing. Currently, right now, we would
All
still
right.
be in this
Sean is
range. We
leaving.
didn't
Take
get
care,
close
Sean. Have a
above
good
on the
day.
4 hours, didn't
GJ
close below
sells when
30
price
minutes.
breaks the low is
So
very risky.
we have to just really
I don't think so. I think
take
a break
cautious,
below 153,500
caution on
could be a
that.
very good valid move down. I mean, that's going to be a break of the
5-minute
lows right over
bearish,
here.
15-minute
And that's
bearish,
also going to
30-minute
be a
bearish,
break of
1
the
hour
daily candle
bearish,
when it breaks its own low
2-hour
to continue
bearish,
down.
4-hour bullish, right? So we want
So I
to really
think
be
could be
careful here because this
pretty
next 4
good.
hour has that
Just got to
chance to the
wait for
upside,
sort of
but that
like
could be
a break
misleading
and
to
close
say,
below
hey,
this area
we could
to
just
look
dip
for
back
sells on
down,
pound yen.
find some more liquidity, and then push
To
prices
be
back
very
up
honest
in
with
the next
you,
30-hour, right?
that could work.
So let's just keep an eye on that. Let's see how GU is looking. GU, I also remember, didn't close very well in the 30-minute. Yeah, 30-minute didn't close
Damn, I
too
got
well.
stopped out on gold.
So we're not
Jeez.
looking for any buys just
Oh.
yet.
How to show the entries and exits on MT4, MT5?
Gold came down. This would
So
have
this
been
is what
great
you got to
sell.
do.
I was really eyeing this area as we had this
You
rally
got to go to your
base
terminal.
being created.
You right click your terminal,
I
go to
don't know what I'm seeing
properties,
here. This was a great
go to
retest
common,
of higher
show,
lows.
go to
Failed to make a higher high. We made a
this one
lower
here, show
equal
trade
low
history. You
or
check
equal
it.
high
You can
almost,
see how it
right?
comes on,
Slightly equal
goes
high.
off, comes on,
Started to
goes
break
off,
below.
comes on.
Once we started to break below this structure on the
So
5-minute,
that's how to do it.
would have been clear indication to tell us like, hey, we had this retracement.
Let's take a look at
and
USD
we started
CAD.
closing
See what USD
bearish,
CAD is
then
up
you
to
could
at
have
this
just
point.
continued
Oh, we're
down.
still ranging on
And then
USD
this would have
CAD.
been easy 30 pips.
Don't you think it's better for the 4-hour close on
That was
pound
my
yen because
mistake.
we have a much of a pullback before going down?
I was
Yes,
really eyeing
it
this
could.
area for
You
a
know, because the
while,
4-hour
so
candle is also about to close at this point. So yeah, we'll see. It's a very delicate situation now where we haven't had enough volume here, and I think the next volume we might have is
yeah,
going
we
to
have
be with
potential to
NYSE,
really come down even to 1734.
New York Stock Exchange Open.
Right. so we have to be pretty.
What's the
cautious
name of the
that.
guy with the fundamental video? It's called Capital Hungry. Go to YouTube and Google Capital Hungry.
$5 minute just closed. So we're tracing back up. 15-minute got 10 more minutes. It's looking all right.
According to Zeno, although we don't have much control over what happens to us, we do have control of how it affects us, and we must use this control to great effect. Rather than crying over spilled milk, or in this case, drowned goods, Zeno focused on maintaining his composure over the situation, remaining calm and neutral, despite his predicament. Today, people inadvertently view Stoics as people who cannot be broken, people who don't often linger to the emotional extremes, going through things like fits of rage or bouts of anxiety. But the original idea behind Stoicism was much more than that. Rather than just a way to describe people who are unemotional, Stoicism was a way to view, describe, and understand the world. It was a way of life, and that way of life has lasted for centuries. Stoic philosophy can be applied to situations today the same way it was applied thousands of years ago, and its benefits are just as impactful. Stoicism allows us to process these negative emotions from negative experiences, and turn them into the thoughts that give us a unique perspective of the world. Perspective is everything, and everyone in the world has different experiences and thus different perspectives on things. Since the Stoics gathered, discussed, and taught philosophy in a public place, their general philosophy was widely known. They believed that the Stoic principles could greatly benefit anyone and everyone, and so it didn't make sense for them to hide that knowledge behind the four walls of a school or of the palace courtyards. As a result, everyone from slave to emperor could learn and become a Stoic. And they did. Some of the world's most notable Stoics include Epictetus, which translates to acquired, as he was once owned as a slave, Seneca, who was a well-renowned statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most powerful men to have ever lived. The early Stoics practiced what they preached, avoiding all forms of segregation and leading the fight against inequality. They even invented the word cosmopolitan, which literally means citizen of the world. When people hear that word now, we think of cities like New York, Toronto, Dubai, and London because of how diverse they are. This was the type of unity and togetherness that the Stoics preached. Even at a time when it wasn't popular, women were allowed to freely learn about Stoicism and become Stoics themselves. So why do so many people adopt Stoicism as a way of life? In a world full of unexpected turns of events, our emotions can tend to get in the way of things. In reality, we don't really get sad because bad things happen to us, we get sad because unexpected bad things happen to us. Rain is a good thing. It helps to water our plants, provides water for livestock, and keeps the temperature cool and humid. But the truth is, when that dark cloud catches you outside without an umbrella, it's never a good experience. So why don't we start crying once it starts to rain? It's because although the situation is bad, we've learned to expect rain. It's something that is unavoidable. We can't control the weather. Although it sucks, the rain passes and the light returns. Stoicism teaches us that, in the same way, we should expect that everything bad that can happen will happen. Picture the worst outcome, and be content knowing it could happen. One of the Stoic exercises is known as voluntary discomfort, an exercise aimed at increasing feelings of gratitude. Sleep on the floor of your kitchen, taking cold showers when you normally take hot ones, eat nothing but potatoes for a few days, things like this. This exercise helps you to understand that no matter how hard it gets, you'll still survive and potentially thrive if your mindset is right. By being able to withstand these uncomfortable situations, we indirectly prepare our mental for future misfortunes. With the current state of the world where advertisements are constantly being shoved down our throats, we're made to believe that if we don't have the next best thing, look a certain way, or make a certain amount of money, that we will never be happy. This message is more important now than ever. We enter the world not knowing much of anything. We grow up being taught things at home, in school, and by observing the world for ourselves.
What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the best guns for every single situation. Whether or not you're trying to dominate pistol round, win save round, force, bonus, or you're just buying the best guns you can afford, we're going to be breaking down every single situation that you're going to be buying guns, and ultimately, what gun should you bring in with you through every single round. But go to the gaming website in the links down below for tons of high quality, in-depth advanced guides, including gun breakdowns, where we break down each gun step by step, including things like damage numbers and tons of important information that you need in order to dominate with them. But enough about all that, let's jump right into the video. Now, the first type of round we gotta talk about is, of course, the pistol round. Only 2 per game, and they're actually the most important individual round in the entire game, because a lot of times, pistol rounds can snowball into many more rounds down the line. This means winning pistol rounds should be at the top of your priority list, so let's talk about the different sidearm options and break down the pros and cons of each one. So let's first talk about the one that I think really doesn't have a purpose in pistol round. You ultimately shouldn't be using this gun at all, and it's the shorty. While this gun is, yes, cheap, it is actually worse than just the classic pistol in this first round because its lack of versatility. Unless enemies really come right next to you, you are incapable of getting any kills. And honestly, this gun is loads better playing defense when the enemy have real guns, things like Vandals and Phantoms, because you have a possibility that they try to take space in a really tight area and you punish them instantly and then you get an upgrade. But in this pistol round, the fights are too scrappy, they're less likely to be lurking, more likely to be rushing, and you're just much worse.
On the 5-minute, but I want to get a little bit more confirmation. This could be a nice rejection to continue back up. Right, but we just want to wait and see how it plays out first before we take a buy. And it can easily come down, drop base, drop some more. So I wouldn't doubt that. But also I've seen many times where prices drop and then instantly come back up, just because it's a fake out on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour or the 4 hour, right? So the 4 hour could easily bounce down and then come back up the next as the 4 hour closes and continue up, right? But everything is signaling bearishness right now, so for a buy somewhere there. As it starts to break its own high and we start to continue up, then I'd like to look for that.
Worse than the other options with very little upside. Even if you do manage to get a kill, the shorty should not be on the list of the guns you're probably going to be using right now. That being said, let's talk about the other weapon that I think is a little bit more niche, however not quite as niche as the shorty, and it's the Sheriff. Some players are actually using the Sheriff, specifically characters like Sova and Killjoy. Sova on defense when he can just use his recon and not use his shocks or anything like that, but still be able to wallbang a lot of different surfaces with the Sheriff and one-tap enemies that even buy light armor. And then characters like Killjoy on attack are not buying any abilities, mainly using their turret and actually challenging really long angles with the Sheriff. Now, I do see a couple of problems with the Sheriff. The first big problem is you just can't buy any abilities, right? So if you have a really good automatic ability, you know, like recon, like turret, I could see you using it. But honestly, if you want to give yourself a better shot at winning, I think actually buying a weapon for an ally and allowing them to buy armor is better. So while, yes, you could be like a Killjoy that buys that Sheriff and then you don't have any other abilities, if you just go with the classic instead, but you buy like your Jet Frenzy so that he can buy armor, which is something that TSM did with Wardell that was extremely powerful, that could be a way that you're gonna win more pistol rounds rather than buying that sheriff. But I don't think that the sheriff is completely outside of the realm of something you would pick. It's just a little bit more niche than the other three options, the other three very viable options in the Frenzy, the Ghost, and the Classic. So the Frenzy has been seeing more and more pick rate recently, and I think it's primed to see even more, especially with abilities becoming the center point of a lot of these different engagements right now, with Astra and Viper and double controller being played. A lot of the time you're having close range swing battles and you're trying to execute on the point rapidly through a smoke or right when a smoke drops, and the Frenzy is really good in that regard. Especially for joint or team rushes, the Frenzy almost guarantees a refrag, and this is one of the strongest attributes of the weapon, along with the fact that you can run and gun with the damn thing. Now that being said, with the Frenzy costing the same amount as the Ghost, you have to be extremely careful with how you're using it, because in a lot of different situations, you would just be better off with the Ghost. It really depends on the overall strategy of your team and how you plan to be routing. You don't want to ever be challenging long sightlines with the Frenzy, because you're just going to lose to a Ghost every time. In fact, you'll probably lose to a Classic as well. You need to be really utilizing natural cover and your abilities to bridge the gap between you and the enemy and get the enemy Ghost player in a scenario where you're literally right on top of them, and make sure that you're abusing the mobility aspect, because you could still get one tapped by any Ghost pistol headshot, so definitely be careful of that. Now, talking about the Ghost Pistol, it's a weapon that you really want to be playing outside of the effective range of classic right clicks and frenzies, because that is your big strength, the fact that you can fight at a distance. Another big strength of the weapon is that it's silent, so you can shoot through smokes, which is something that you should be doing a lot, especially through Viper smoke and Astra smokes. People are often going to be lurking up, and you can really punish them without giving away your position by just peppering them through with the Ghost Pistol. Now, of course, the last but certainly not least weapon, a weapon that I think a lot of people just don't necessarily want to rock. They don't want to just rock the Classic Pistol with their abilities, but a lot of times, especially if you have a lot of really good abilities, this is the best thing that you could be doing. The Classic Pistol plus light armor is a really close substitute to the Ghost and Frenzies, with similar times to kill, and sometimes your abilities are going to fit perfectly in that 400 credit threshold, and then other times just rocking that Classic Pistol but being able to buy more utility that you can play around is going to allow you to set up favorable engagements even better than just being a little bit more survivable. So definitely weigh your options, and these are definitely going to be the three weapons that you're most likely going to be using in that first pistol round. Now let's talk about save rounds. So save rounds are just when you're trying to save money so that you can full buy in the preceding round. But the thing is, save rounds are always going to be different depending on how many rounds that you lost in a row, because it's different amounts of money depending on if it's your first loss, second loss, or third loss. Another thing that's going to dictate it is how many kills you have and how much money you have, because that's going to change what weapons you can buy. Ultimately, you're always just trying to make sure that you're going to be reaching that a little